most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm Jack.
I'm Jack to the test!
Hi there guys, welcome back into another session. Hope everyone's having a brilliant start to the week. Some absolutely brilliant levels to be trading. Bitcoin once again, as last week, as we had that higher time frame push up from Bitcoin last week, as BlackRock are buying. Also 2.5 billion USD of Bitcoin last week bought by BlackRock. $500 million every day. I think that's averaged out actually, but some really nice levels to be trading. If you caught up with us on the lives last week or the update videos last week, we were looking for that higher time frame next little leg up, and we got there. Let's just have a little review of the last video, which was last Thursday. Any drop, and they are now defending this lower zone that we've been looking at holding. So for me, I am definitely in favor of a push up within the next 24-48 hours. After yesterday's shorts, we can see the pressure there. Nice scalpy day trade shorts. Once again, not looking to short the market whatsoever. I'm in favor of really, having a look at alts. Yeah, so that was it basically. We were looking at another little push up. It was nice to see last week on Thursday those bids come in, and we mentioned this on the live session as well, not looking for shorts. So we were looking for shorts last week, intermediate, day trade, scalpy shorts down, but the sell side offers really dissipated on the perps market as we then got the bid defending these lower levels here at some really nice TA levels. So that was last week. We've come down a little bit. We have seen some profit taking from last week. So let's dive into TradingView and have a look at some of those key levels. Here we go then, guys. TradingView. I just want to have a look at a top down TA with you on the Bitcoin chart, okay? And a couple of things to point out. I've got all the charts open for you today. One thing of note, tomorrow, Wednesday the 7th, USA Fed interest rate decision, okay? J-Pow taken to the stage again. Tech stock earnings last week and a few this week haven't really affected our price too much. I think Bitcoin is doing Bitcoin things as it has been doing for last year or so. Trades very much like a tech stock, but it seems to be doing its own thing, finding the liquidity where it's needed. Okay, so just bear in mind, if you're trading legacy markets, Fed interest rate decision tomorrow, check local timings on that. A little bit of a mixed market, obviously. As tech stocks and a lot of the stock market has been pushing up, which has been nice to see. Dislocation with Bitcoin and crypto, not sure to be honest. I think we can still see some pullbacks in the crypto market as it was a very green week last week. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a top-down look at BTC, starting with the weekly. Right, so here we go, guys. So we pointed out some levels of confluence last week, basically, just to keep an eye on, okay? So we marked that level there at the 96.5k level, we'll just call it, okay? And that's what we've wicked onto now. So beginning of the week, I'm not going to read too much into this weekly candle right here, right now. A little bit of a swing failure. Yeah, maybe. I do want to see some more aggressive selling in this area if we're going to call this more distribution, okay? But the weekly chart still looking very nice. Just on a little bit of a weekly fib time this week. Could this be our one final push up into the end of the month of May? Selling may go away. Does it still hold? Maybe, okay, but nice couple of fib times here. If we do get one more push up, I've got no worries about looking for a short whatsoever, to be honest. You've got some real good higher time frame levels up here, so we know now where our local resistance is on the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, because we've had that little sell-off from the weekend, 96.5 there. I think the order blocks are going to come in a little bit higher around that 98 to 100k level, so just to be aware of that. But very nice, whatever you're thinking, okay, whether you're just day trading in here, whether you're holding out for longer, spot portfolio, whatever, this weekly chart is brilliant. Really nice. Even if we get bigger rotations down, which I'm kind of in favor of in the summer, I don't know if we're going to get Raoul Paul's conference this week about talking about his banana zone again, and we're going up to 250, 300k and everything. That's fine, but if you're trading this intraday and stuff, then just keep an eye on your key levels. But it won't surprise me to get a summer lull again, and come back down and test some of these zones and then get that rotation up. This is really looking like on the weekly chart. Drop in the comments if you think this is wrong, but it's really looking like a nice Livermore accumulation funnel. Really nice. Right, daily chart on BTC. We can just see where we are. So old range here, range from the couple of months ago here, okay, and this is the zone really from last week that we're looking at holding, and we've held it for now. I think we're still going to have a little bit of a battle in this zone, okay. Where did we wick up to? We wicked up to that weekly level. We've just got a daily order block a little bit higher at 99k, 100k being that psychological level as well, but nice to see that we're just paying some respects to the fib levels as well, okay. So still looking for this area to hold, 93 to 92.5. You've got a couple of wicks here. You've got a Monday low as well. Okay, we'll just see that on the 4-hour time frame there. So we push up, we have a little bit of a failure, and we come back down. Here's our old range here, but this is the area really that we need to concentrate on. Okay, so old range value area low from that daily chart. Yeah, Monday lows, weekend highs. I think these are the areas we really need to concentrate on. So Monday lows, Asian session lows, and actually a US session low as well at 93.6 or 95, 93.5 should I say. Okay, so these are the zones to be concentrating on. Point of control is where we are holding right here, right now. If we just have a look at that on an hourly chart, let me just zoom in there for you and pull that across. So we've just had a nice little wick below the point of control just right here, right now in this European session, and we're now back above the point of control. So this is a little bit of a crab area for me. So I pointed out in the Discord and on Twitter yesterday, these are the areas you want to be doing business, okay? In the lows here where these order blocks are, at the range lows or at the highs. I think really what you want to be looking for is the Monday low, so 93.5 once again. If we go there, you could just get a continuation of bid here, okay? I'm not particularly looking at shorting the market yet. There was some aggressive selling over the weekend. You could call it profit taking, whatever you want to call it, but it brought us back down. Okay, and then you've just got the high of the range coming in at that 95 to 96 level there as well. Monthly VWAP 95.7 with that weekend 1 hour order block. Some very, very aggressive selling on there. Okay, so nice technical levels. Range lows coming in at 93.1, which is our old range lows. We've got a CME gap just to be aware of as well. Okay, 91.945 I believe that is. So just to be aware of that in case we get any more volatility. Maybe we get some FOMC volatility in the next 48 hours and it gives you a little bit of a buy, you know. We're on a higher time frame trend at the minute. We're in accumulation or a range, yeah. Okay, so do you want to buy the dip on a trend, or have you been waiting for the dip on a trend? You get scared and then you start shorting the market because you think it's going lower, you know. So I would play this as a range on a trend, yeah, high time frame trend. Right, live in the US session a little bit later on where we will deep dive into a few more altcoins. One I've just posted for the guys this morning was Theta. Theta's been really struggling. Not sure what the team is up to on this project. Theta's really been struggling with the higher time frame downtrend. So if you've been short in the market on this downtrend, you've done really, really well. But just it caught my attention earlier because it was catching quite a lot of bid. Okay, so range, point of control, trying to break out, can't quite, you know, break out here. It's struggling to break out, but I am seeing a lot of spot bid come in on Theta at this point of control. Other assets like Sue and a few others have already blasted out, so just pointing that one out to the guys in the private Discord of the TRDR Alpha Traders. If you want to get involved in this, it's part of the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course, okay? So not a signal group, okay? But we do like to drop these trades in here, yeah? So posting the charts out for the guys, you get a lot more analysis and stuff in here. Okay, if you want to get involved, a little bit of one-on-one help in here as well to get more familiar with the order flow and the settings, etc. Then go and have a look at the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course, one-off price, all fully online, new 1 hour 24-minute video, okay, and we'll get you involved in the Alpha Traders. But yeah, some nice charts still out there trying to break structure. So when you see that aggressive bid coming in here, okay, that is when, yeah, we'll look to get involved. So join us on the live session a little bit later on YouTube. I will drop a link for that soon, and we'll see what we've got out of that. Certainly a good risk reward trade. Is it just going to fall over and create its you know, lower highs again, part of the downtrend, and just continue downtrending? We'll see. We'll see. Join us in the live session a little bit later. Right, let's go and have a look at the all-important bid ask and the rest of the data in the TRDR console.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
Right. Trader console, guys, grab a link from below for a free trial. Jump into the Telegram socials, jump into the Discord socials, follow everyone on Twitter, all the relevant people. I just want to present you with Bitcoin. We're going to concentrate obviously right at the minute, and we can just see our levels I've marked up on here on the Bitcoin chart, 1 hour value area high there. That's where we sold off from. We can see that aggressive perp selling. That was on Sunday evening. Very, very nice. If anyone was actually short in that, very, very valid. Of course, it was massive selling pressure or taking profits on those resting limit orders from Binance perps, really selling into that. So yeah, absolutely valid. Back into the range lows now, whereas here we are. Okay, and what we're seeing now, slight bit, not massively aggressive, but a slight bit of bid coming in at the range lows. We can see our Monday lows here. That's your Asian session low there. So nice levels to be playing, weekly open and monthly open holding for now. Let's just go have a look at the actual bid ask on a 15-minute basis here, okay? So spot market not getting too involved here, it does have to be said. I think Coinbase Pro were getting a little bit involved yesterday, so I was pointing that out to the guys. Kraken, not too much. They'd certainly want to defend these low areas down at 92 to 91.5 though. And yeah, the bid in here again, 92k. It's the perps market I would be keeping an eye on. Okay, so CoinM getting a little bit aggressive here, but they have lost that lower depth. You can just see the selling from the weekend there, along with the USDT market, that aggressive selling there. Depth probably 5 to 10% away there, and you can just see from our aggregated depth chart at the bottom, okay, that you were in aggregated supply. So over the weekend, very, very valid short or hedge that position, okay? Don't know what that red cross is. I think I was just pointing something out to someone in the help section of the Discord. So right here, right now, it has to be said, no aggressiveness from the bid side like we saw last week, but I'm certainly not in the frame of mind now that we're down here and we've been down here 24 hours to just say, okay, I think this is going to fall further, you know? I'm just going to read the data and see what we get. I'm in favour of either sitting on my hands here with BTC, waiting for those a little bit higher, then do we get a little bit more distribution, a little bit more supply? If the bid starts to come in aggressively here, then we'll have a look at volume and open interest, okay? So 15-minute basis volume, actually looking quite good. And I mentioned this to the guys in the US session yesterday, that the spot volume's coming up, perps volume's looking good, so you could call this, you haven't quite got a lower low there, but you're certainly trying to build some bullish volume CVD divergences. What else is happening down here? You've got a low open interest, the LS ratio is coming down, okay? So if you're familiar with this template, you're going to know what that means when you get that cluster down there. Be nice to get the cherry on the cake of low open interest down here as well. What's happening in these lows? Also, retail traders getting short as we hold these lows. So for me personally, not interested in short in the market right here, right now. I'd rather we have a little kick up and then we'll see what data is presented a little bit later. All right, guys, so keep an eye on that one. Let me just show you theta. So yeah, here's theta getting some spot alt double bands. Big order block in there. Don't think that guy filled. Kind of trade where you want to keep a tight risk reward where BTC is trying to show its hand. But join us in the live session and we will have a look at that a little bit later on. All right, guys. So don't forget, jump in the screener. All the data in here in the screener, you want to be looking at this 24 hours a day like a true crypto degen, okay? So don't forget to jump in here. Jump in the docs page of the TRDR console as well. When you get a free minute, educate yourself within the docs page. And as I say, if you want to get access to the private Discord and a little bit more in-depth analysis and education on how I trade the market, then go and check out the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course. All right, guys, drop a link for the live session a little bit later on. Share the video, give us a like. Let's get the algorithm up and share the alpha and data with everybody else out there. Cheers, guys.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?